All right, so if you have been struggling trading the New York Open, NQ in particular, you've been getting stopped out left and right all the time, you feel like no strategy is working out, like price is, the movement is just too unpredictable, I think this video is going to help you guys out tremendously. I used to be in the same situation, and I've now figured out a strategy that works about 70% of the time. So that's a pretty good win rate on a one-to-one risk to reward ratio, but 70% is really amazing. And I want to get into it right now. Just before that, I want to say that next week I will start actually trading this exact strategy live during the New York Open, just during the first 30 minutes of the New York Open. So if you want to see how this strategy actually works live, well, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you can actually get a notification every time I go live. So let's get into the strategy. The idea is that I know you guys, and I was there as well. I used to trade NQ, then I had to quit because I was getting stopped out all the time. I've been trading gold for 2 years during the Asian session. It's been working out great for me, but I still wanted to get back to NQ. And so this is how I figured out how to do it. So you don't want to be the guy with your stop loss down here, your stop loss up there, right? Because these guys are going to get stopped out like 90% of the time, right? And you've been there, I've been there. What we're going to do now, we're going to wait for some volume to go into the direction of these highs or these lows. And we're going to be longing into these highs or shorting into these lows. We're going to be the guys participating in the liquidity grab or in the stop hunt, so to speak, okay? This is the idea. We don't want to be the guy getting stopped out. We want to be the guy going into the stop losses, the guy or the lady, all right? So this is the 5-minute candle. We're doing this on the 5-minute time frame. This is the 5-minute candle right before the New York Open. So we've drawn our lows and our highs. And then we're just going to wait and sit and see what price wants to do. Maybe these ones are not too significant. Okay, first candle of the open. We've grabbed these highs. We've grabbed all of these kind of highs here. We didn't grab these yet. We didn't grab any lows. Second candle, we do go for these lows, but we can't enter because it went too fast for us, and that's fine. This works on the 5-minute, 70% win rate is on the 5-minute time frame, okay? The 1 minute is not too bad as well, but the 5-minute is what works best for me. Okay, so we could be going for these lows, but this candle doesn't have a really great volume, and it's not closing below these wicks, below that support here. We want volume going in the direction of some highs or lows. What do we have here that I forgot to write down, or to draw rather? We have these new highs that we just created here. And what's going on? We grab the lows here, and now we have kind of a fake out. You have some people shorting that fake out, going for these lows probably, while they're trapped. We grab these stop losses here, and now we're breaking above this level of resistance support. So resistance, which now potentially is support. We're breaking above. What's the next level we should be gunning to? Like if you know NQ, if you know the New York Open, and you've been stopped out all the time, well, what's the logic? We're going to stop some people out now, right? These guys, perhaps even these guys, or even these guys. We're just aiming at the next one, okay? So we're going to aim for the next high. Enter here. We're going for a 1-to-1, just above the high. Our stop loss is fairly low. It's not below that candle, but it's fine because we have a little bit of a range here. We have these highs potentially sort of protecting our stop loss, right? So we can put a buy here, stop loss, TP. Almost hit our TP here, and there we go. Okay, so you get the logic. I'm going to show you a bunch of other examples, some wins, some losses. We can do a bit of backtesting also of the following days, but I just want you to get the concept. Okay, this is pretty clear. Volume into highs in this case. And if we had broken with a strong bearish candle here, we knew that there was a very high probability that we were at least going for these lows, and likely these equal lows as well over here, right? The direction doesn't matter. What you want, you don't even care that much about the general, you don't have to do that much analysis of the general trend. By the way, this is a rangy kind of day. So any direction is fine. You just want to see the momentum going into the direction, right? What do we have here? So let's see what the first candle gave us. First candle here of the open, just big bullish candle. We then have a big bearish candle. We grab all of these highs. That's no accident. We go back up. That's not a lot of volume. You want to be aiming potentially at these new highs that were created right here, but we don't have a lot of momentum here, not a lot of volume. Another candle here is not telling us much. This is not telling us much. Finally, we get some volume again. So now we enter from here. We have our TP, stop loss 1-to-1, and that's an immediate win. You're done trading, right? Only the first 30 minutes. After that, I'm not interested anymore, whether I got a win or a loss. I'm done trading after 30 minutes because this is what I've backtested. That's what works the best. This is where there's the most volume and volatility. And this strategy is based on volume and volatility. Here, you wouldn't have any trade apparently. Let's look at this one. So this is interesting. We've had a huge bullish candle, which could be scary. Like you might not want to do anything after a candle like this. Well, actually, the market kind of gave us, showed us their card. They said, well, we want to buy this. They went for these highs. So these highs are taken, but we still have these highs just available, kind of just waiting to be taken, right? We have huge bullish momentum. It is scary because you could think, oh, I have to put my stop loss all the way down here. Well, you do have these levels of resistance. You have two levels of resistance that potentially could protect your stop loss, right? You gun for the highs, right? You aim at these highs here, and there you go. You could have just been less greedy, maybe, aim for these highs. A bit of a tighter stop loss that I'm not a fan of, right? But when I see big momentum like this, I'm happy to go for the second highs and also have a larger stop loss, right? So that's it for this trade. Let's have a look if we get a loss, I think, at some point. This one here, this is the first candle, so we kind of, mess around, grab some highs here. Maybe we don't grab the lows. We have some strong bullish momentum. We close above this little level of resistance here. What's the next target? These highs right here. Okay, then we go up. That's why we're not greedy. We just do 1-to-1 because, as you can see, they tried to go for the lows, didn't really go there. But we're out of this trade in 5 minutes. An example here of a mistake. This is interesting actually, because that's the trade that I took here. So first candle, strong bullish momentum, strong bullish candle. We close above these highs. We do not have a range to the left. You would want to see, maybe some highs in this area, right? With a range to the left. We don't have that. This is why the trade was not ideal. But we had strong bullish momentum. We have a bit of a pullback. We're respecting this level of resistance. The wick here is now acting as support. We have some decent bullish momentum, not a lot in hindsight. And we're kind of aiming for these highs and a bit of continuation. We just didn't get that. The better trade would have been to be a bit more patient here and actually take this trade into these lows. That would have been a way better trade. Right, into these lows, and it turns out we went a lot lower, obviously. That would have been a way better trade because you had now very strong momentum compared to what you had here. There was a high chance we would go for these lows. So now we can do maybe a bit of back testing for the next couple days or so. Let me clean up, clean this up at least. But you get the idea, guys. It's 30 minutes. Sorry, just keeping an eye on the charts. All right, so we need some volume and we need some targets, highs and lows. And whether there's a lot of debate, and I'm not going to get into that because I don't even know what I believe myself. Is there liquidity grabs, stop hunts, stuff like that? There are some very smart people who make very good arguments against it. They say that the retail stops are of no value for the big boys, and I kind of agree with that, but I don't really care. What matters is whether the strategy works or not, whether it makes sense or not, it doesn't really matter, because what you can see is a pattern that repeats all the time. And when you have a 70% win rate, you know, you don't care what is actually happening behind. What you care is whether it works or not, right? Okay, so we have some highs and lows. I'm not going to draw them. They're pretty obvious. This is the candle before the New York Open. Let's look at the next one. So that's a very bearish candle. We're breaking below. We're not wicking, right? We don't have a wick closing above, maybe indicating that we could go for the highs. But what we can do, yeah, we can draw these lows here. Now, they're pretty far away, but we can see that we have huge momentum here, and we're closing well below this range. So there is, I have no problem taking a short here, because you would have a large take profit. We're not going that low, but large take profit, but your stop loss is pretty large as well. So even if there's a bit of a pullback to kind of fill this range, we do have a bit of protection here. This whole area would be kind of protecting our stop loss, right? So that's a fair trade to me. Okay, we don't really hit TP, but we do hit it there. So that's about a 10-minute trade, right? And you would be done in about 15 minutes into your trading session. You're done for the day. We can move on to the next day. We can do maybe another little back test day. See what happens. Excuse me. But there you go, guys. You get the idea. Again, I'll be trading this live next week. So we're gonna see in real life. You can find out for yourself whether this works or not. And if you're interested in the strategy, just back test it yourself. And then you can come check out the lives and see how I'm doing, so we can figure things out together. So we do have some lows here. That's interesting. What is that? Oh, this is not the open here yet. This is 5 minutes before the open. We already had some great volume. Maybe there was some news there. So we got these lows. We're closing above them, so there's no trade at this point unless we go all the way back up there. We're going down still, but we're not breaking below any lows. Here, I guess, well, we grabbed the lows and now we wicked above them. So I'm not a fan of that. You could, you know, with all that momentum, they could be going for these lows here, but I would not want to trade that personally. I would want, okay, so they go for them. I would have liked to see, let me just go back here. I would have liked to see a candle close here, somewhere around here. Big momentum and close below these lows. Now you can aim at these. But they might be done with the move, you know, they could grab these, never grab these, and go right back up. If they close below, it's very likely they're going for these lows, right? Okay, listen, that's it. I think you get the idea. If you do have any questions, just go ahead and ask them in the comments. I'm always very happy to answer them. If you can drop a like and leave a little, you know, comment for the algo, that's amazing. That really helps out the channel. And I hope to see you guys, if you're interested in this, I hope to see you guys during the streams next week. I also do streams during the Asia session in the morning. So if you hit the notification bell, if you're interested in the Asian session, I trade a different strategy on gold futures. We're doing a challenge here on the stream. It's going pretty well. We're halfway through the challenge for a funded account. So yeah, I hope to see you guys during Asia, during New York. And I wish you guys a great day. Be safe out there on the chart, and see you.